everybody, even women and men, should hear, but mostly women, to motivate themselves.
That CD is a wonderful CD. I listen to it every morning when I get up. It's my inspiration. It just helped me realize my worth because I did not know my worth at one point in time.
Just beginning to end, it's a great CD. I'm one that really loves to worship and meditation. So she has something for that as well, that you can get up in the morning, just have your little quiet time with God. So I'm a cover girl, because cover girls know, they know who they are, they know their word, and they don't settle for anything. So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Miss Diana Watley.
Well, thank you guys for joining me today. The Under New Management. The Under New Management brand, like I was saying previously, was birthed out of personal storms that I had. It took me a minute to realize that although I was mentoring women, I wasn't giving them the how. And so I heard Oprah say once that it's not a benefit if you tell people what to do to get over their storms if you don't give them the interventions to get past those storms. And so Under New Management is showing women to just take personal gain and growth in their own personal situations. I've realized that women have found comfort in unhealthy relationships. They settle for just being ordinary when God ordained something different for them. And so I'll be going all over the country starting August 8th, showing women from college age up what it means to just take their life in a different direction and to live on purpose. And so I won't keep you long. Some of the things I might say may be uncomfortable. If you feel like I read your diary before I got here, I didn't. I just know that there are some things in your life that you probably need assistance on. And so we're going to start off. I'm going to give you the 4 steps of what it means to be under new management. And then I'm going to talk about what it means to be under new management in your careers as it relates to just living your passion. I'm going to go on to what it means to be under new management in your finances. Then I'm going to move to parenting, which may be a little uncomfortable if you're a parent. And then I'll move to personal relationships. Is that okay? The first step to being under new management is being aware. Can you say aware?
aware.
Awareness means to be cognizant of, to move from oblivion, to be in the know. And so many people think awareness is simple, but so many of us are living in dysfunction and are unaware. Harriet Tubman said, I freed many of slaves. I could have freed thousands more if they knew they were slaves. So some of us are sitting in dysfunction and don't know or unaware that we're sitting in dysfunction. So step 1 is really important. We're going to move to step 2. Everybody say demolish. Demolish means to tear down, to purposefully destroy. Sometimes you have to get rid of those things that are not right for you. You have to purposefully tear them down. So destroy is also, and demolish is also a good intervention. Step 3 is to rebuild. Everybody say rebuild. Because after you tear down, after you get rid of, after you do away with everything that is not right for your life, everything that God hadn't ordained for your life, you have to learn how to rebuild. So rebuild is definitely important. It requires you to reconstruct some things, to refurbish some things.
Right.
So after we demolish, we're going to work to rebuild. And we're going to go to step 4, which is the final step, to sustain. So many of us, after we rebuild and we get that man out of our life that don't mean to be there, we take that phone call. In order for you to sustain a healthy relationship, you have to learn to keep those things that God took away from you. You keep it out of your life. And so as I'm talking to you about what it means to be under new management in your careers, your finances, your relationships, your parenting, remember those 4 steps as I go along. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. We're going to start with your passion. I'm not going to talk to you about how to get a job, how to build a resume, but I want to talk to you about fear. I want to talk to you about living your purpose, and I want to talk to you about happiness. Norman Cousins say, death is not the greatest loss. The greatest loss is what dies inside of us as we live. So many of us don't even know what happiness is. If happiness was to be placed in our hands, we wouldn't know what to do with it because so long we've been living just ordinary lives. And so I want to talk to you about moving forward in your life, in your passion, in your purpose. Whatever it is that you want. We spend time in relationships, and we don't know what makes us happy, and that's a dysfunction. And so in being happy and finding your purpose and being under new management as it relates to your happiness and your personal gain, you got to take time for you. We'll spend valuable time in building friendships and relationships with others, and I ask a woman, what is it that you want to do in your life? And they can't tell me. That's dysfunctional. And so in being under new management, I need you to shift your mindset about what it means to love you. I always say, find somebody to love the you love. And once you find somebody to love the you love and you work time to invest in you, guess what? Everything else will definitely fall into place. One of the things about fear will keep you from doing a lot of things. And one of the things about failure will also keep you from doing a lot of things. I'm a sports fanatic, so I always like to reference what happened to LeBron James. LeBron James left Cleveland. Everybody was mad at him. They shunned him. You know, they felt like he betrayed the city. They talked about him, and so when he got traded to Miami, he went back to Cleveland, and I'm going to tell you something that's so good about haters. Don't be mad at your haters. Please don't be mad at your haters, because they're there to motivate you and elevate you to a new level. And so one thing about LeBron James, when he went back to Cleveland, after being shunned, they ripped his t-shirt, they tore down his statue, they tore down all his plaques, because he made a professional decision to go to another team. He goes back to Cleveland while playing with Miami, scores 38 points. That's what haters make you do. Haters will make you go and show people that this is what God has ordained for me. And so in moving your life into a different direction as it relates to finding your purpose, finding your happiness, I will tell you this. It is detrimental to your life that you are happy. It is detrimental to your being that you are happy. And one thing about relationships, happiness one day and happiness the next, that's not a good relationship. Because one thing I do know, that true love doesn't return void. And so in meeting your goals, and I'm not going to stay long on this because I really want to delve into, as a family advocate, parenting is my forte. And I see so many of our young women going down the wrong road because there are a lack of examples. And so I want to move to parenting and changing your lifestyle. I will tell you that being a family advocate for quite some time, that I've seen some horrific things as it relates to young women. And for some reason, as a family advocate, they will always give me the hardest girls. I mean, I had the girls who were disrespectful to their parents, fighting the teachers, cussing them out. I mean, I had so many girls on my caseload, whereas my counterparts only had 5. I had 20. Because they knew one thing about Miss Diana, that one, when I walk into a room, I always say a prayer to God, because when you enter somebody's home, you're entering their spirit. And secondly, I would walk in home, and the girl would always come out with a terrible disposition. And this is what I do. One, I tell her my first rule of thumb is that I have a 0 tolerance for disrespectful to people. And 2, I'll tell her that don't let these hills fool you. What I just did was create a boundary. I created a boundary for this young lady not to cross. And one thing you all must know, if you're parents, kids love boundaries. Kids love boundaries. And so in your parenting, you have to be sure that you're creating those boundaries. Don't let no child run your home. Please don't let a child run your home. They want you to tell them, no, you can't do this. Guess what you're doing? You're creating a pavement where you don't expose them to everything. You can't expose your children to everything. You can't tell your children not to smoke marijuana in the household if you're doing the same. You can't tell your daughter not to go out and date if you got men running in your house like a revolving door. So as a parent, you have to learn to be the example. And then
very encouraging, very inspirational. I too work in women's empowerment, and I did definitely draw something from it, and just encouraging us every day to be grateful and give thanks for what we have. And it is a very uplifting CD, and I would encourage every woman to get a copy and listen and find some aspects in the CD to apply to their daily life. And I pray that God will continue to bless her with her vision and her business and her ministry as she travels around with her tour.